Somber news rock. It is today, October 7th, 2025. Yours truly, God's favorite host. We got a lot of Ravens news to cover today. I'm going to put it all in this video for you guys. We're going to talk about it, discuss it, and get out of here. Big night of content. We got NXT, TNA Showdown, and we got Dynamite, AW, Title Tuesday. Make sure you tackle that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and make sure you comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the Ravens' flurry of moves and what do you remember most about Wes Henson, aka Captain Defense. Somber news to start the day for the Baltimore Ravens as it was revealed that Wes Henson, aka better known as Captain Defense, Ravens superfan, we had a statement from the Ravens that says, "Today we mourn the loss of Wes Henson, aka Captain Defense, whose pride and passion for Baltimore were one of a kind. His iconic fandom and service for others inspired our community in immeasurable ways. A man who cared deeply about people and is enshrined a Hall of Fame fan. He's enshrined as a Hall of Fame fan. Captain Defense will forever be remembered for the remarkable joy, encouragement, and love he regularly gave to everyone around him." That was a quote from the Baltimore Ravens. And Captain Defense was a 24-year Navy veteran, a cancer survivor, and he had been dealing with health issues over the last year and had to miss some games, which he hadn't missed games since the 1990s. He was as devoted as anybody. He was loved in the Baltimore Ravens community. You just see he was a down to earth, relatable guy who did things for the Boys and Girls Club of America, visit sick children, cancer survivors in the hospital, in rehabilitation centers. He did a lot of things in the community. He didn't just walk the walk of being a super fan enshrined in the Hall of Fame. He talked the talk. Well, he didn't just talk the walk, rather. He you know, was a personable guy. He didn't mind stopping to take pictures. He was at the games. He was bringing the energy. And as you can see from the wonderful pictures that we're going to show here, he was loved throughout Ravens flock. He was someone that, you know, like I said, he didn't mind stopping to take a picture. He didn't mind, doing the defense chant, getting it started at an event. He was always willing to take a picture, sign an autograph, and keep the positivity. And unfortunately, hasn't gone the way we wanted to so far. But the emphasis on the lack of defense that we have, hopefully the spirit and legacy of Captain Defense can continue on and he can invigorate, inspire, give some sort of purpose to this team and maybe something they can rally behind. As you can see, Mr. Henson always showed love. He took plenty of pictures, as you guys see right here that I'm showing you. And it's a sad day for the Ravens flock as one of our local supporters, local icons. Like I said, he was enshrined in the Football Hall of Fame because they now have super fans in the Hall of Fame, and he was selected. You see pictures at the Super Bowl parade. He was out there. He was someone in the trenches, as we like to say, and a man of the people. And like I said, very down to earth, very easy to talk to, very easy going. Didn't mind taking a picture, didn't mind doing a chant, didn't mind signing an autograph. He definitely was someone that the community all love and will mourn. I pray for his family. I pray for his loved ones, and I hope they can mourn and find some sort of peace in this tough, difficult time. As you can see, he was on the billboards. He was all over the Ravens flock, and we loved him, and we hope that you know his legacy, which I'm sure it will, continue to live. You know, life is precious. Life isn't guaranteed. Here today, gone tomorrow never means as much as it means now. And I just want to take a quick moment of silence for Wes Henson, Mr. Henson, aka Captain Defense, here on the Flex Zone podcast. Drop those dove, RIPs. Just leave your favorite Captain Defense memory moment. You took a picture with him. Leave it in the chat. and we want to just keep his legacy and memory alive. And we'll get back to the rest of the Ravens news here on the Flex Zone. The Baltimore Ravens were not done today. They had a flurry of moves as they bought in a former Super Bowl champion. Safety CJ Gardner Johnson has officially been signed to the practice squad, a much needed experienced playmaker who gets takeaways. Now, the defense only has 2 takeaways in the first 5 games. Only one team has fewer takeaways. This lets me know that Kyle Hamilton's injury, which he is dealing with a groin, is a little more serious than maybe it was led to believe. We heard Pat Ricard's injury was more serious. We're now seeing Kyle Hamilton's injury is more serious. Who knows when we'll see Lamar Jackson again? CJ Gardner Johnson was a former Texan. Now, undrafted rookie Ruben Lowry played all 70 snaps along Malachi Starks. CJ Gardner Johnson could be elevated as early as this Sunday against the Rams if Hamilton can't go. He was a part of the Eagles Super Bowl team last year. 6 interceptions, 12 passes defended, 59 tackles, and 16 starts was a big key to that defense as well. He was traded to the Texans this offseason for guard Kenyon Green, who's now on the Ravens practice squad as well. Maybe we'll see some influx at guard with Green, Corey Bullock. Ben Cleveland has even been called for. Now, he did start for the Texans the last 3 games, but he was let go after the 3rd game, made 15 tackles. On September 23rd, D'Amico Ryans explained the release by saying, I know what's best for my team. Now, when you have a guy who produces on the field like this, a former Super Bowl champion, when the headache outweighs the production, you get rid of the headache. Seems like he wasn't producing at the level they expected. He was someone who has a boisterous, braggadocious personality, apparently, and that probably didn't sit well, and he was traded, or he was let go, excuse me. He's been widely known for having a boisterous personality, which is why he's been with multiple teams in only a 7-year career. 3 years with the Saints, Eagles twice, Lions, Texans, and Ravens over the past 4 years. Now, in addition to last season, he has 6 interceptions for the Eagles in 2022 and 18 interceptions for his career as well. We can't discount the effect of the Ardarius Washington torn Achilles. That is a big loss, and it's a ripple effect that has really affected this defense, which we now see. No Marlon Humphrey this past week, calf injury, and Chidobe Awuzie also was out with a hamstring as well. Defensive tackle Josh Tupou from the practice squad was released to make room for CJ Gardner Johnson. They getting a dog here. They're getting a guy who has a big braggadocious personality, which you want at the safety position, which you want on your defense. Maybe he can bring some sort of umph, some type of energy, some type of leadership, some type of playmaking ability for this defense, which so sorely needs it. I don't hate the move. You know, the Ravens love to build back to front, secondary on in, it seems like. This is only the first of 2 moves that end up happening, as we did learn that Penn State first round pick Odafe Oweh was then traded not too long after. And he was drafted in 2021. And the biggest play we will remember is that play against the Chiefs, which I do want to show you guys here. And Oweh never really got it going. I was never the biggest Oweh fan. I never thought he was a star at the position. He had no sacks at Penn State. He was someone who was an almost guy, would, be around the play but not making the play. He put on 20 pounds this off season to play more every down outside linebacker, but he essentially was not doing anything. No sacks this year. He had 10 last season. Now, we thought this would be a breakout year potentially to see if it's a fact or fiction, if it's, something that is to be believed or it's an illusion. And it's an illusion, it seems. He's going to the Chargers, and the Chargers, in return, send back the Samoan missile. They call them Chargers. That's going to be something to look forward to as well. Alohi Gilman. They traded Odafe Oweh and a 2027 7th round pick for Mr. Gilman. That will then net them back a 2026 fifth round pick for Oweh as well. So basically, they trade him for a fifth round pick. It also clears million of cap space. So are the Ravens going to make multiple moves? Could these picks that are acquired be used to be flipped for someone else? Maybe a Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't know why Christian Watkins is still a free agent. I don't know if it's the injury or the off the field goofiness or the allegations, should I say. Aloha Gilman is known to tackle, so you add in another DB plays. There we go. As you can see, he's known for his tackling ability. There he is right there, tackling Zay Flowers when they played the Chargers last year. So he seems like a missile. They call him the Samoan missile. So he runs to the ball, a guy that can looks like make big plays, has some instincts back there, flashes on the TV screen, which we love to see. So I'm optimistic for this trade. I think it works out a little bit better for both teams. The Chargers have injuries. Khalil Mack is down. A countless amount of others. They need pass rush. The Ravens need pass rush, but you free up 8 million in cap. You get a fifth round pick back. You get a guy who hopefully can come in and make an impact along with CJ Garner Johnson. Now the question is, where's the pass rush going to come from the Ravens? Well, Owe wasn't giving you nothing while he was here. So if you would have left him free agency, you would have got what, a fourth, I guess, in compensation. I guess you get rid of him now, you get a fifth. They trade him to the Ravens West, the Chargers. They have a need. The brothers make a deal, and the Ravens get the Samoan missile. So we'll see what he can do because seems like the Kyle Hamilton injuries, like the Chidobe Awuzie and Marlon Humphrey injuries, will linger, and we'll see what the Ravens do. But I I I I do like them, hopefully, this being the first of many moves. Now, we know Eric DeCosta is someone who makes moves in season, and after the 1-4 start, you got one more game before the bye. I think more moves are to be had. They now have 8 million plus in cap. They have acquired more draft picks, which they love to do. They've opened up, some roster spots potentially. We'll see how that maneuvers. Odafe Oweh, he's on his last leg here. You pretty much got Van Noy, Mike Green. Hopefully that means Adisa Isaac is on his way back soon, maybe after the bye. We have that to hope for. But I would like to see them maybe go try to make a move for Kayvon Thibodeau. Now he is on the last year of his, rookie deal. He has a fifth year option. Will they pay him? But he's better than Oweh. Will they go out and maybe add someone else? I don't know. I don't know what front seven guys are really out there. I know Christian Wilkins. Like I said, I know Kayvon Thibodeau, maybe a Cam Jordan from New Orleans, but you got to pay him big salary, a little long in the tooth maybe. But I think EDC is going to make some moves, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, I want to see Keon Green play. I want to see Corey Bullock play. Hell, throw Ben Cleveland in there. It can't be much worse than what we're getting at guard right now. We don't know how long Stanley's going to be out. So you have to have all hands on deck. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I do like getting CJ Garner Johnson. He kind of just fits that Ravens DNA. We need some dogs. We need some heavy hitters. We don't need any choir boys. We need guys who are going to go out and take someone's head off, knock their block off, maybe be able to make some plays on the ball. You get Mr. Aloha, hopefully he's the Samoan missile running and flying to the ball here and he can tackle. And they can use maybe more big nickel, more dime, with moving guys around like the Samoan missile or moving a C. Johnson into the box, moving them around, helping out the player run, helping a low high Gilman. Mr. Gilman, we got a Gilman here in Baltimore, so hopefully he fits right in there. But you get rid of Owe, the Chargers have a need for pass rush. The Ravens need pass rush, but they need players that can tackle, can show effort, can show heart. And I think you got two of them today. I think something bigger could be at play. And I do think that we will see over the next maybe 2 weeks. You got the Rams, see what happens after the Rams game, and then going into the bye as well. But once again, make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know your Wes Henson Captain Defense favorite memory moment picture. Let me know your thoughts on that. Leave an emoji. Let me know your thoughts on him, unfortunately passing away. And let me know your thoughts on CJ Garner Johnson and the Odafe Oweh trade, bringing in Aloha Gilman. Oweh made that great play in the second game ever against the Chiefs, but really never lived up to the hype. I didn't love the pick. No sacks at Penn State. I didn't like that. But hopefully, he can go to the Chargers, maybe get a new lease on life, playing for a contract, added the muscle, maybe he can adjust to that. We'll see what Kevin Minter, who's a really good defensive coordinator, maybe can get out of him there. Maybe a potential head coach candidate for maybe a team like the Ravens. We'll see. But Ravens making moves, make a trade. first of multiple, I think, 8 million in cap space. Do they go get us Thibodeau, Cam Jordan, Christian Wilkins? Because they've added a lot of DBs, which means Kyle Hampton maybe out a little longer, Marlon Humphrey, Awuzie. We'll see. But I do want to see what they do in the trenches for the front seven. I think for the offensive line, let's bring some guys in house. Corey Bullock, Martin. Let's bring them in. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what Ben Cleveland can do. You know, no Boom isn't doing much. Maybe Emory Jones at some point can contribute this season. We'll see. Beast Isaac hopefully is on his way back. Sign off down below. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. Ravens content, you guys know that. So much to talk about, so much to look and get into as we get into the Rams this week. Stay tuned for more here on the Flex Zone. I'll be here to cover it all. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button.